All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Nathan Klug from Praxis Agency Consulting Group. It is an honor and a privilege to have everyone here. As always, this is our agent webinar series. And so we do this every other week. And today we have a special guest on, and really excited to have this conversation. So for those of you that don't know, just recently, 3Mark has brought on Ethos as one of the carriers in their carrier portfolio. And I've known about Ethos for a little bit. I've talked with Michael and their team over there, and really excited about the platform that they've built and who they are and where they fit within the industry. And I'm really excited to have you guys learn this information as well, because how Ethos fits and what they do is going to be perfect for what a lot of you are trying to accomplish within the insurance field. And I'm trying not to steal any of Michael's thunder, so I won't reveal too much. But before I pass it off to Michael, as always, just want to take care of a couple of housekeeping things. This video is recorded. So for those listening to the recording, you're about to get some amazing information to understand the platform of Ethos. And everyone's muted. So if you have questions, the best thing to do is to put it in the Q&A bar at the bottom, and we'll make sure that there's going to be some time for questions afterwards, and they'll probably be addressed as we go through. But if you have questions about the Ethos platform, hit the Q&A bar, put that in there. And then, as always, afterwards, you'll get the recording of this. This will go on our YouTube channel, and you'll get any pertinent information and materials that were discussed as we're going along. So with that said, appreciate everyone being here. It's going to be an awesome webinar for everyone. And Michael, let me just say, I appreciated our conversations. And looking forward to working with Ethos and what you guys are doing with agents and how you guys have partnered with 3Mark. But without any further ado, the floor is yours, sir. I'll pass it off to you.
Well, hey, thank you, Nathan, for that introduction. And again, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited about this opportunity to share what Ethos has to offer you all, and from an individual standpoint, as well as from your own individual businesses. For today's call, I'm going to go over a little bit about Ethos, the background, and then I'm going to show you the technology that Ethos has built to help you all reach thousands of lives from an insurance perspective here. So I'll be spending a lot of time looking at the computer, so I'm gonna turn my screen off here so I could share my screen and kind of go over some I'd say our slide deck on what Ethos is. So Ethos is a seasoned tech and insurance company that has it's a great mix of tech. Our founder here, Peter and Linky, these two were roommates at Stanford, as kind of a background on Ethos as a company. And being both very intelligent individuals, Linky had a experience with life insurance that he wasn't too fond of. So being extremely intelligent, him and Peter decided to build Ethos, a way to insure millions of lives in a quick, frictionless, fast way for those individuals who do not like the traditional way of doing insurance, whether you're somebody buying it or somebody selling it. I spent 16 years at a big box insurance company, Nationwide Financial, and the traditional paper applications, blood, urine, wait 3-4 months, get your policy put in force. Here we are fast and frictionless from an agent's perspective, and especially from a client perspective. So what we did here at Ethos here recently is, you have a lot of tech backgrounds here, but we added in a lot of life insurance, big box experience. Marty Schaefer, Jason, a couple other folks on my team have spent many, many years inside the large insurance companies, John Hancock, Pru, AIG, Protective, and then myself and some of my other team members, Transamerica and Nationwide. And as you can see, we're only about 6 years old, but we're valued at around 2.7 billion. We raised over 400 million in capital, and we've placed 13 billion in life insurance, backed by some of the top investors, Sequoia, SoftBank, some celebrities have really jumped on the Ethos way. So Ethos is instant insurance. So as you're out there sitting at your offices, why instant? And, here are a couple areas where we see why instant fits. It's for those non-traditional producers, your P&C agents who are focused on, the property and casualty, a CPA firm, RIA, health, et cetera. These I consider non-life producers. However, the P&C, we see so many folks in the P&C world where, hey, you got a client coming in for homeowners insurance or car, let's do some life insurance. Let's send them out the link and, get them in and approve before they even come in for their 2:00 meeting today. Influencers, notable figures, business owners. We have clients who are big on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, where you could, use the Ethos marketing to go to the masses. Referral fees for non-traditional payouts. So if you have clients who maybe own mortgage companies or realtors, this is a way that you can tap into those folks for referral fees for those folks that are, closing on a house and now they need insurance. Time sensitive SBA loans, divorce decree. This is big here. Clients that don't like labs or no exams. I did insurance 2 years ago on myself from an individual standpoint, and it was a 3-month process. Blood, urine, APSs, wait 2-3 months and come back with the answers. We've all seen this before. Clients don't have the time. I don't got time for that. Everybody nowadays wants everything quick and efficient, instant. Change the dynamic of client meetings. This is where you could get clients approved before they even come in the door. You can discuss the contract while they're in there. And then new agents. This is a way for new agents to produce business by reaching out to the masses and know I might be hit for those adverse clients. So a little bit about Ethos from a product standpoint. We're term and final expense. So we have a 95% placement ratio. So there are other competitors out there in the marketplace from I would say an InsurTech label in terms of where we fall, that their placement ratio is around 40%. And the reason being is they're really backed by one company. They're a one-trick pony. When I worked at Nationwide, all I had was just Nationwide. And if we didn't fit, it was going somewhere else down the road. With Ethos, you've got access to LGA, Ameritas, CUNA Mutual, and Senior Life for your final expense type business. But we do place 95% of the people that go through the engine are going to fall in one of these 4 categories. You see good and moderate. Close to 70% of our clients that go through the engine fall into these categories here with a max benefit of $2 million. The difference between good and moderate is not so much a health standpoint. It's more due to credit. So if you have clients that fall into this 500,000 range for Ameritas, that doesn't mean their health is off. It means there's some credit history that is putting them in this situation. Here you see the terms of the 10, 15, 20, 30 year terms. And then towards the end over here, if they fall into these categories, you see the death benefits are lower as you go down the line. So about 20-25% of our business is in this elevated or final expense category. But we do place close to 95% of the folks that go through our engine are placed with some sort of insurance offering at the end of their application. I like this because so many times, and I don't know, I'm sure you've all experienced this before, but when you sell insurance, a lot of times when you quote somebody, you could have a client meeting on a Monday and you tell them, I think you're a preferred offer and here's your premium number. It's X. Well, what happens is 3 months go by, because that's how long the underwriting process takes place. The client most likely forgot everything else you told he or she. However, what they didn't forget is that premium number where, hey, it was X. Now I went through the underwriting process. Now I'm not a preferred. I'm a table D as in dog. And now my premium is X plus 30%. And the deal is dead. We've all been there. I've seen it hundreds and hundreds of times. I'm sure you all on the phone have experienced this as well. What I like about our process is as you go through the engine, the client falls into the category that best fits he or she and what they fall in. So if you got a client that goes through the portal or goes through the application and they fall in Emeritus, they didn't know that, hey, they missed this bucket over here. I believe strongly, insurance is a relationship and an emotional sale. This engine that we've built in a lot of cases eliminates the opportunity for you all as agents to overpromise and underdeliver. Going back to my example of, you talked about a preferred, you came back as a table D, client's upset. Here, we're going to put the client in the best situation so you eliminate that overpromise, underdeliver scenario. Here is what the client sees when he or she clicks on the link, whether it was texted to them, they took a picture of a QR code, or they're clicking on the link in an email on their phone. This is what the client's going to see. It's going to take them to apply for insurance. The application engine, part A meets part B here. Once you go through, there's no medical exams. It's a 10-minute application. Self-checkout at the end once you're completed. Hey, Mr. Client, you're approved for $350,000. Your premium is going to be $47.32. The client can download the application documents, put in their information in checkout, meaning they could put in their credit card information or a bank or routing number, and check out and download your docs right then and there, and you're insured. It is quick, it is fast, and it is efficient. I've had a buddy of mine who, has needed insurance for years, but he was one of those types that was like, Mike, I don't got time for that. Anytime I talked to him about it, he didn't have time for that. I got him onto this. He did his application during a halftime of a Mavs game here in Dallas. Before the third quarter even started, he was insured to the amount of policy that he deemed necessary. It is fast, ladies and gentlemen. So this is just a brief overview of kind of Ethos, a little bit of the background, some of the product offerings we have. What I want to show you here is the portal. And the portal is where everything is made. All portals look the same. So this is a mock portal for myself as an employee of Ethos, but every single one of you on the call will get a portal like this. And this is where the rubber meets the road in terms of getting, Ethos out there to your client base already, or to market to the masses, however you choose to offer it to your clients. So my last name is Bischoff, so I just have the Bischoff Life Insurance Agency up here. Quoter. So everybody's going to have an opportunity to have a quoter on their portal. This is where if you're sitting with a client and you actually want to go through and see what he or she is going to fall in, this is where you would input all the information, view results, and it's going to show you you're going to fall into these two categories based off of what you just input here. You have the option to do this, so I'm going to leave it up to you all. If you know clients personally and you want to run them just to give an idea of what it looks like, be my guest. It's available to you. Going back to my earlier comments on, I personally just like driving people to the engine and figuring out once they go through it, this is what they fall in, because again, it eliminates the opportunity to overpromise and underdeliver. When you do write cases and have stuff out there, it's going to fall into this customer category. So all the customers you have, you send out quotes, leads, applications in process, policies that you place in force are going to be right here in this customers tab. Earnings are going to be here. I don't think I'm a terrible salesperson. Again, this is just a mock portal, but this is where all your policies are going to be in the money that is involved with that from a premium standpoint. Earnings, all the cases you got. The resources tab. This is where a lot of agents find a lot of time being spent in this category over here. Again, agent overview on the portal, which is I'm doing right now, but your grow your business tab. This here is where I think a lot of people, should spend some time initially right after they get their portal set up. So ad creation, sample copies, winning gen strategies. If you click on this here, I'm sure many of you, if you belong on Instagram, you might have seen these before, but these are advertisements that you could go in, co-brand your own self, and put this on, your LinkedIn page, your Facebook, whatever you want to do. These are at your disposal to kind of pick and choose where you want to place this. Sales strategies, email templates. This here provides you kind of a baseline on sending out mass emails to your clients. You could spice this up, spice this down to make it sound genuine like you. Now, this doesn't sound like Mike. I'm going to take, this and this out or add this. Insert your referral link right here. I'll show you where that would come into play in the middle. But have campaigns that you're using on maybe a monthly or quarterly basis with your current book of business, or if you're prospecting, if you obtain lists. These are already pre-made for you all to make it easy, but we're having a lot of success with folks, putting these, especially with the book that they've already acquired or are working strongly already. This is where I think is so cool and the rubber meets the road. I've showed you and shared some great information about Ethos and how quick the frictionless insurance can be for you and your clients. But this right here is where the rubber meets the road. And as you can see here, this 4B862, this is my writing code. So anytime I send this out and somebody does something, it's going to be attributed back to me 100%. So if I'm talking to somebody on the telephone, they're coming in for a meeting later on in the day, I can email them this link right then and there, put it in, put their email in, send it out. Maybe after every phone call you make with the client, you follow up with an email to them for the link for insurance. Copy link. So QR codes are big these days. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't even know what a QR code was until COVID hit. And I went into restaurants and I said, where the heck's the menu? And there's a QR code on the table. Take a picture of it, the menu pops up. QR codes, you can copy this link and turn it into a QR code and you could place it anywhere you want. It could be on the storefronts you have, on your email, on your Facebook. It could be on a bumper sticker. I have clients that are putting it on their business card, where it's your traditional business card on the front, name, phone number, email. Hey, if you want to talk to me about insurance, here's my cell phone. If you don't want to talk to me, click on the QR code on the back and you're there. So when I click on this copy link, this is what the clients will see. I'm from Niles, Ohio originally, so I just wrote Niles Insurance and Ethos invites you to apply for life insurance the easy way. This is what, as soon as they see when they click on the link, you click apply and you're in the engine and you're ready to rock and roll. And that right there is how the rubber meets the road and how you can get this out to your hundreds or thousands of clients. Now, you saw that it was the Niles Insurance Company here. If you go to the inside your portal, if you go to the settings tab, you'll be able to upload your own photo. So when people receive it, I know that's Mike, right? You could put your photo in there, add any information you want. DBA, Niles Insurance, it could be whatever you want. That's what the client's going to see when they click. You have an agency photo. This is where you would upload your agency logo, and any E&O insurance you would upload in there. So this is all at your disposal inside the portal. I'll pause there for any questions after what I've gone through so far. Any are people screaming with joy? This is what you always wanted, you never knew you needed. So I'll pause here for any questions from the team.
I have a
Anybody?
question.
Yes, go ahead.
We have the ability to create that link in the QR code and send it to prospects or clients so they have a little bit more autonomy and they can do things on their terms. What if a client says, I don't have time for that, can you just do this for me? Do we have the ability to do it on their behalf also still?
That's a good question. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I would say I'd have to double check on that one, but
Okay.
I will follow back up.
Cool, thank you.
I'll just comment. A lot of people always ask me, well, from a pricing standpoint, how are you guys on a pricing standpoint? And I can say, are we the least expensive? Absolutely not. However, where do we fall from the least expensive? Maybe 5 to 10% off the least expensive option out there. And when we're looking at the total number from premium numbers for term or for final expense, we're talking $50 versus $52. It's very, very minimal. And what a lot of people find and like is there's value in the frictionless, fast process. I don't know about anybody else on the call, but who here has ever used DoorDash or Grubhub, right? I've got twin daughters who are sometimes very difficult to move in the morning to go get breakfast. McDonald's is not too far from the house. So if I took them and got a big breakfast, it might be, $6 in the store. However, if I do DoorDash, it might be $8.50, and I'll do it gladly because it was easy and I didn't have to fight my kids to get them in the car. So there is a value to our process that a lot of clients, agents, and consumers really like and see value in. All right, well, I think I saw how competitive are the term rates. Obviously, I just nailed that one just a second ago. I didn't even see that come up. So we're going to be right there, very, very close, between 5 and 10%. And a lot of clients are just going to, you know, if they want to go the traditional route and wait 2-3 months, you know, all the power to he or she. But if they want it fast in a frictionless way, the Ethos way is I think very advantageous for so many folks today with this this culture of, you know, quick and efficient, and they want it yesterday. You know, this is a way to reach those folks, in my opinion. For a lot of agents out there, they've got a lot of clients who should have insurance, but don't do it for, I don't have time for that right now. I got other things going on. This solves that problem. 10-15 minutes and you're done. Those folks that wouldn't engage with you, right? This is a way to engage those folks who would not engage with you in the past. I don't got time for that. I'm busy. That, I think, nails that. And then 2, individuals who you had no ways or means to actually have the conversation. This is a way to just mass market that out, you know, drip on your current book, put it up from Facebook ads, you know, your people you're loosely associated with. This is a way to get those folks, and from a mass standpoint, to buy insurance, and it would be all tied back to you. And once you do have that client, you could go back and say, hey, any ancillary business. So the insurance piece here, we think this is a great way to turn somebody that isn't a client into a client. Once that's established through the Ethos process, you can go out to he or she and figure out if there's any other ancillary business. If you're a P&C agent, okay, where's your car? Where's your auto? Maybe they just had children, 529 plans, right? There's so many different avenues you could go off of once the client relationship has been established. And this is a way to establish those individuals who are non-clients, turn them into clients, go after the ancillary business. So for next steps, right? If you saw what I shared today and like what you saw and find value in it within, you know, your book, or you're just yourself personally, next steps would be to create a portal for each and every one of you on the call, or those individuals who just want it. And in order to do so, to create the portal, we would need first name, last name, a cell phone number, and an email. Both of those 2 are needed to authenticate when your portal is created. And once your portal is created, you're ready to rock and roll and ready to use this at your disposal on any way that you wish. So in closing today, if you like what Ethos has to offer and want a portal, first, last name, cell phone, email, and I can have a portal created for you within 24 to 48 hours. From a licensing standpoint, 3Mark will help with the licensing. There's 2 contracts that need to be completed. There's a LGA banner, and there's a Emeritus and CUNA and TrueStage are one separate one combined by themselves. Bill at 3Mark will provide anybody who wants to be appointed with Ethos that information. Once those are completed and the portal set up, licensing complete, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. So Any other questions out there? I see something in the Q&A here. Just death benefit. One of the benefits too of getting a portal created, it's, you know, the quoter that I shared with you on the portal. You can play with it all you want, right? There's an option to go a power quoter to do more field underwriting, where you can go deeper into, you know, just other than tobacco status and credit history. There is an option to go a little deeper, height, weight, etc., cancer diagnosis. So you can do a little bit more field underwriting to help squeeze the correct kind of classification out to kind of manage expectations from a client's perspective. So if there's no other questions,
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are there any like automatic knockouts if your client has had cancer within the last X number of years, or if they have diabetes, or anything that is an absolute knockout that we shouldn't even try and apply?
You know, an absolute knockout. We do have a client guide, or I'd say a real quick and easy underwriting piece that, you know, if you want to go to those individuals that you know, maybe on a personal basis, and do more field underwriting, you know, we can help paint the picture on, okay, this is a total knockout. So I can get you that if you'd like. But, you know, in most cases, from a fully underwritten standpoint, or on how they go through the process, a lot of times I'm sending this out to 500 people. You know, maybe 100 of them or 50 of them go through the application. That really eliminates the fact for you have to do all this field underwriting for everybody. It's run them through the process. It's 10 minutes long. You're managing the expectations, because you're not saying you're a preferred, you're going to get approved. We have a 95% placement ratio. So, you know, if they do have something severe, you know, they might be able to fall into that final expense. It's something. I've had clients go through this as well. And, you know, you run into a scenario when they go through the underwriting engine where you get somebody in their 40s that, you know, is only approved for 100,000 of term in the elevated area. And the reason being is, guess what? They're a private pilot and a dipper, right? You're going to have all that information as you go through the portal. You'll be able to see the underwriting decision, why it was this versus that with medical. And hey, if the client gets approved for 100 and you know the reasons why, where they're a dipper and private pilot, this is where you can go to 3Mark and go, hey, 3Mark, I need an additional 900,000 here, or, you know, we're going to look at the full $1 million elsewhere. And they're going to go to you and use their contacts and resources and go, private pilot dipper. Okay, this is going to be a Pru case all the way, right? Because they're not going to have an issue with it. So, you know, that's just one example from like an underwriting standpoint.
Got it. Can we have your email address?
Yeah, I will put it here in the chat. Michael.bischoff@getethos.com. Here's my phone number. So if anybody on this call is interested in a portal creation for he or she, all I would ask for is just a quick email with again, the information needed is just first, last name, cell phone, and your email address. Once you go to agents@getethos.com, I will provide you the website to go to. You're going to authenticate once. You'll get a text message, put in this PIN, and you're going to be active. I can contact Bill at 3 Mark, let Mr. Smith know that here's the paperwork for Ethos to get appointed, and we can work through that process together.
Yeah, in regards to contracting, Nathan is going to send out the instructions on how to request that contracting. It's all done on SureLC, so similar how you've gotten contracted previously. But like Mike mentioned, there are 2 different places that you need to check, or 2 different ways that you're going to get contracted. So Nathan will send out those instructions with today's recording. So be looking for that email.
Excellent.
Cool. All right.
Well, with that, I'll let everybody get a couple more minutes back to their day. I want to thank everybody who was on the call today. Any questions or concerns that pop up later, I didn't think of this, I didn't think of that, feel free to shoot me an email or work through Nathan or Colleen, and we can get it, we can make it happen. And, the goal is once we roll this out to a lot of folks, we can do ongoing trainings, whether it be portal, closing the sale, numerous different offerings we have for an ongoing basis to help drive business and get agents comfortable with the Ethos process. So I want to thank Colleen and Nathan for putting this together. Thank you all attendees that attended the call today, and look forward to working with you all in greater detail.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Great. Enjoy your day.